This is Sarah, and she likes to grow her orchids in semi-hydroponics. Yeah! Woo!
Hi! So it's been 6 months since I have transferred some of my plants into semi-hydroponics, and I think 6 months is a good time to do an update and tell you guys what I think of it and what's worked for me and what hasn't worked for me. I'm also growing under these lights now, which is kind of crazy, but within a few months I've noticed that a lot of the plants I have under these crazy lights are growing really well. So lights are doing awesome. There's a window here, but it's a north-facing window, so it's really not doing the plants much good. Semi-hydroponics. I'm going to switch more plants in the springtime into semi-hydroponic setup. Some of the setups I have are not necessarily conventional. So let me show you how I've been growing them, and I'll show you their progress. So here are all the orchids I have potted into semi-hydroponic. And let's start with the first two that I ever put in. Actually, here's the first. Here's a few of the first. This one is Phalaenopsis that was... I'm not having good luck with Phalaenopsis. I don't know what the deal is, but for some reason, my phals just hate me, and I think it's due to the fact that it's just so goddamn cold in my house during the wintertime, and I don't use a heat pad. But, so I put the semi-hydroponic pot in this clay pot, and, it's doing okay. I would say that it's hanging in there. It just dropped its blooms. I'd say this plant is hanging in there, giving me new roots. Just had some blooms. But Phalaenopsis, they're not thriving in my home. They're just surviving. So I'm not buying any more phals. This is the first plant I ever put into semi-hydroponics. And it's in kind of a weird setup. It is a division off of, and this is, let's compare for a second. Alright, so these two plants are both Cattleya. Here's the name tag. Angel Love. Alright, they're both the same. I bought them and they were both in the same pot. Okay? This plant already had the spike. This plant, I think, is probably the older growth because it was so much smaller. Like, everything was just so much smaller. And when I was repotting it, they just kind of fell apart. So I put this one into the semi-hydroponics, but kind of. It's a little different. This one has slits, so it's not your conventional semi-hydroponic pot. This was the first plant I ever put into semi-hydroponics, and as you can see, I got some root growth. All these roots sticking out everywhere, that's all new. I never had that before. While it was in the semi-hydro setup, it also sent, this is new growth, and this is new growth. And it's big, it's doing better than the other little guys here. So, I don't know. I have new growth here. It's doing really well, and I think it wants to be repotted. But here's the thing. This plant, I used this glass as the reservoir. There's the root. There's the reservoir. These guys actually would sit in the water. And that's not rotten, is it? That's a brand new root. And that root grew and adapted to deal with this wet climate. So it's not a big deal if your roots go into the reservoir. Now with this plant I would let it dry out So it wasn't constantly in water, but it would sit in water for at least a few days. And it's doing pretty well. So we'll see. No spikes, but this one, which is still same Cattleya, just the bigger, stronger division of it, is potted in the old school potting mix, if you will, where, as you can see, it's pretty dry. I let it dry out. It's a moss fine bark mix. I'm going to be repotting this guy after it blooms. It's been also the difference between these plants is this one has been sitting in sunlight in a south-facing window. And check it out. I have this and this. Flowers on the way. So awesome. The Cattleyas are so unruly, so I've also rigged up a kind of restraint here. But I also use padding because if it rubs too much, it bruises the plant. So you gotta pad them. Anyways, same plant. This one's in semi-hydro. This one's not. But this one, we'll see. I'm gonna keep trying. Right here, this little growth here was what we started with on this division. And this is the growth that I got growing under lights with some sun from the sun. Anyways, let's move on. 6 months of growing in semi-hydro. Let's look at this guy. This is another first. And also a neglected plant. This is a sherry baby, Oncidium. When I put this one into the semi-hydro, it was one bulb. This is the only bulb I put into semi-hydro. It was my experiment. And now I do have some wrinkling. It has not given me a spike. But see, I have neglected the plant, and if you don't water them enough, well, you're gonna get wrinkles on Oncidium type plants. And can you see, oh, look at all the roots. Can you see all the roots in there? See all those beautiful roots? So yeah, there you go, Oncidium. Let's look at this guy. This is a Brassia, or aka spider orchid, with the really long flower. The flower is really long, you know what I'm saying? When I got this plant, I burnt the crap out of it. This is old burn scars. I tried to clean it up as best I could. But this plant was off to a hard start in life with me. But it still spiked for me. It spiked not while in semi-hydro, but it did give me a spike in my care. I put this plant into the semi-hydro when these growths were about yay big, you know, about like, yeah, they were about that big. And now they're that big. So semi-hydro looks to be working for Oncidium type orchids. And here's another like mini Oncidium. It's really cute. Was not in good shape when I bought it. It's the Moon Shadow Tiger Tail. And when I got it, I had 2 bulbs, and those leaves just quickly fell off. There was a lot of root rot, so I repotted it in bark mix, and it grew that bulb there. Yep, that one. And then I took it and I put it into the semi-hydro, and I got that bulb, which is much smaller, and I'm not sure. Next. Well, we got the Path of Petalums. Oh wait, this guy's not Path of Petalum. This is a sad Phalaenopsis. I took this phal, put it in the semi-hydroponics, and then put it in my bathroom. Thinking that, oh, the bathroom should be a good spot. No, I got some major root rot going on in here. I mean, this thing is just rotten. But I do have new roots. It's trying to survive. So we'll let it try. Hold on a second.